Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's video. My name is Dusan Vuksanovic, and I'm a Product Adoption and Learning Manager with LexisNexis Canada. And today I would like to talk to you about our latest reporting tool called LexisNexis Account Insights. In this video, we will cover a few things. What is LexisNexis Account Insights? What are its key features? And how to run reports within this application. For starters, LexisNexis Account Insights is our newest usage and chargeback tool. It is meant to replace Power Invoice, and it's meant to make your life a little bit easier when you're doing the reporting on your usage as well as cost recovery. It has a modern and intuitive feel, and it also has some new features that the old tool did not have, which hopefully will make your life simpler when pulling the reports. So what are some of the key features of LexisNexis Account Insights? Well, today I'm going to show you these four things. So how to run a simple report and create an alert. This is all a part of the same process, so I'll show it together. And then you also have some customization options, like how you can customize your reports and how they look like, how to customize usage pricing, as well as how to customize your subscription pricing. So without further ado, let's dive into LexisNexis Account Insights and let's tackle this first task, which is how to run a simple report and create an alert. So when we log into LexisNexis Account Insights, this is going to be the home page. And just like Power Invoice, LexisNexis Account Insights is primarily meant to pull reports, specifically reports with regards to usage, as well as with regards to cost recovery or chargebacks. So how would we go about doing that? The first thing that we want to do is we want to click on Create Report, and then we want to make sure that we're on this Billing and Allocation tab. Now we're going to select a date range. There are three options. The standard date range, which is just basically from the first day of the month to whatever the current day of the month is. Select month, which allows you to select the month that you want the report for, and then the custom date range. And so we're going to just, for the sake of this example, we're going to select the standard date range. So this is actually from the first day of the month to the last day that was processed. So today is April 2nd, 2024, and we only have April 1st that has been processed for the month of April. Now, in this second bit, the cost recovery, we're going to select a method for cost recovery. And for simplicity's sake, we're just going to go with default allocation and then distribute use by gross amount. We're not going to talk about this monthly subscription cost right now. We will touch on that a little later. So for the moment, we're just going to leave this as default. We can choose whether we want to exclude some of the activities or some of the clients or other items that can be reported. Right now, we're going to just leave all of this alone as default. We're not going to choose a report layout. Again, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to select this standard report selection as detail report and then detail by client user. So make sure that this box is checked off. And then again, if you wanted to include any, or rather exclude any reporting filters, you can do that. We're going to leave all of that alone for the moment. We're going to leave alone the user display. We're going to include all use. We're going to include the Canadian dollar. And then we're not going to download this, but if you were looking to download the report, you can click on this link here that says ASCII, and you can actually choose the different settings. You can choose HTML or spreadsheet. Generally, we recommend ASCII as the default. So if you are looking for that classic Excel look and feel, this is the report that you want. And then just make sure that all of these settings are left as default. So delimited, comma, CSV, all fields in double, and then make sure that this box that says include column headers is checked off. If you want, you can update the settings, but if you don't want to do that, you can just leave it alone. And then you can click download. But right now, we're not going to do that. We're just going to click view. And when I do that, it's going to run the report for all of those items that we have specified. And this is what the report looks like. So you have all of these columns and details, and you can see what the usage was for any given time period. Now you see a lot of zeros here because this is our demo account. So that's why that pricing is a little bit different than what you would have seen. But the report is going to look the same. Now, if I wanted to set up an alert for this report, rather than me going into the platform once every day or every week or every month, I can just set up an alert and I can receive this report automatically to the email addresses that I specify. So how do I do that? I would click Actions, and then I would say Save as Scheduled Report. And when I do that, I can enter some things in here. So I can say LNII demo test. If I wanted to create any notes about what this alert is, I can do that. I'm going to leave the description and the cost recovery to be as it is. Now, for the shared level, we always recommend to click Shared, and then from this drop-down to select the Edit option. The reason why we say that is because if you, as an admin, if you're absent from your work for whatever reason, it might be because you're on vacation, it might be because you're on maternity leave or paternity leave. Gosh forbid if you are out due to a short-term or long-term sickness, but for whatever reason you're not at your, that you don't have access to your work tools, this shared edit allows anyone else in the organization who is an administrator to go in and make the amendments as needed. For scheduled reports, you can see that there's many different options. You can get a report daily or every business day, weekly, bi-monthly, or monthly. There isn't really a right way or a wrong way to choose here. It really depends on what your organization's needs are. For our purposes, let's just click monthly here. And then as far as the format in which you want to receive this file, the default is going to be ASCII. Again, if you want to change it, just click on the link and then select the formatting that you want. Now, I know some of our clients also like to receive these reports as a text file. And then what wasn't available in Power Invoice was explicitly the output extension of a TXT. Presently, this option is available. So you can select TXT if you want to. If not, the CSV version is completely fine. Last but not least, enter the email addresses that you want this alert to send out the attachments. So training at LexisNexis.ca, for example, you can put in the subject title alert demo, and then in the message, I'll just put in demo in here. You can actually put whatever you want. And then once you're happy with your inputs, just click Save. And then whatever selections you have made here, they will be saved, and then you will receive your reports on the cadence that you have designated. So I'm going to click Cancel here, just because I don't want this to be saved. The one thing that I want to let you know that if you do need to manage your alerts, you can do that by clicking the Scheduled Reports tab here, and then you can see all of the the alerts that you have set up. You can also even see under the history tab when specific alerts have been sent out. So if you haven't received an alert and you want to make sure that you do get it, you can come in here. You can enter the name of the alert. So let's just say daily, and then I can run the search. And actually now it's only going to show me the daily alerts that have been sent out and when they have been sent out. So if I want this one for March 31st, I can just click on the download icon here to get it. All right, so I'm going to go back to the home page. That's our process for running a simple report and creating an alert. Let me now show you how you can customize your reports. Customizing your reports is fairly straightforward in LexisNexis Account Insights. From the home page, we're going to select the Report Layouts tab here on the left. And then we already have a few of them set up. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to click Create Report Layout, but I'll name it just like any other report that I've selected. Now it's telling, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say something like that. If you wanted to create a description of what this report is, you can do that, but it's not mandatory. And again, just remember the shared level should be set to shared editable, just so that if anything, if you're away from your place of work, someone can go in and edit the report layout if that's needed. We also want to select the base report. This allows us to access all of the different columns that are available for customization. We generally recommend detail report, detail by client user, or by user client, whichever one you prefer. The reason being is this will give you the most options to choose from. If you are interested in exploring any of the other ones, please feel free to do so to fit your organization's needs. I'll go with detail report, detail by client user, and I'm going to click next. Now, from here, you can see that I have some columns here on the left that I can just simply drag and drop into my column sequence. So just for the sake of an example, I'm going to go date, and I'm going to go activity description, type of charge, quantity, and contract gross. And I'll just leave it at that. Now, the great thing about these report layouts is that you can actually name your columns in here. So you don't have to say contract gross. You can just say chargeback amount. So the way to amend the names of these columns is just click on rename item and then enter the name that you want. So I'll just say chargeback amount. Okay. Once done, I'll click Save Changes, and I am good to go. Now, for our purposes in here, even though it says contract amount and then chargeback amount, or rather contract gross, and then chargeback amount in brackets, when you run the report, you will only actually see chargeback amount typed. And once you're done with your selections and any of the amendments, you can just click Next. If you're happy with all of this, just click Save. By the way, if you do ever need to go back, you can just click Back. If you ever need help with any of the items, you can always click the quick tutorial link in the top right-hand corner, and it will guide you step by step, and it'll explain all the little things that you can do within this process. So for my purposes, I'm happy with everything. I'm going to click Save, and then the way that you would access these report layouts is when you're creating your report. So let's go back to our April 1st. Let's say default allocation, distribute by gross amount. And then in this apply report layout, I'm going to click on this non-selected gray box. And then I'll say my test 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I click View, It's going to rerun that report that I've shown you initially, but with only the columns that I am interested in. And you can see here, it doesn't say contract gross, it just says chargeback amount. So this was how to set up your report layouts, the way that your reports look. I want to now talk to you about how you can customize your usage pricing. Customizing usage pricing in Account Insights can be done in this fixed rate allocation tab. So I'm going to click on the tab here, and then we see that there's a couple of the fixed rate allocation templates already here. We're going to click on the create fixed rate template. We're going to name ours. Let's call it LNAI demo pricing. Again, if you want to create a description, you can do that, and make sure that this is set to shared editable. We're going to click next. And in here, we're now going to customize our pricing. So why are we even doing this in the first place? Well, you may not agree with some of the default pricing that LexisNexis has. For those of you who might not be familiar, LexisNexis Canada offers two pricing models, and I have them loaded in here. They're called the document access model, or the default model, or the search and document access, or just the hybrid model. So whichever one is easier for you to remember. In the doc access model, the search charge is charged back at $0, whereas primary law carries a chargeback between $10 and $15, again, depending on the type of document that you're accessing. And then secondary materials have a chargeback price anywhere between $10 and $30, with the exception of news. For the search model, the search charge actually has a chargeback amount of $19. Primary law has $0, and then the secondary materials are fairly similar to the doc access model, the exception being the indices and the Canadian news. Now, why is this important? Well, some clients don't want the search charge to be $19, they want it to be $5. Or they don't want the case law to be 10, they want it to be 2, for example. Like pick your price. In order for you to apply these pricing amendments, you need to use the fixed rate allocation option. And once we've named our fixed rate allocation and we have set the shared level, we're now going to assign the content rates. Now, the first thing that you need to know is that you have to have some sort of a value for all of these different activities. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to assign 100% of the pricing model default price, right, based on this table here. And by the way, we will include the link to this page in the video so that you have an easy access to these pricing models. So we're going to say 100%, and we're just going to click apply so that all of our activities have 100% of the default pricing model price. And now let me show you how you can amend some of the most popular items. So if I wanted to amend access to case law, for example, I'm going to scroll to doc access. I'm going to click on this little lines here. And then within types of charges, we're going to go doc access again. And specifically for Canadian case law, we're going to find an activity category called CA cases activity description. You can set your price to be either a percentage or a dollar value of the pricing model. So if I set it at 100% and I'm subscribed to the doc access model, that'll be $10. But if I just switch to dollar here and I say, well, I don't want $100 or $10, I want 5, I can just click 5 here. Same thing is true for legislation, for example. So let's just find CA legislation. This it says in here stat. It's a little bit lengthier than that, but I'll say CA legislation, statutory documents and court rules. I'm going to switch that to 5. So statutory codes and court rules. My apologies. I'm going to switch that to 5. If you wanted to amend access for secondary sources like legal encyclopedias, for example, just find CA encyclopedias, switch it to 10, or you can switch it to, let's say, 50% of the $30 pricing model chargeback, whatever you want, really. Same thing goes for other secondary materials, things like commentaries, things like law reviews and journals. Anything really that you are, drafting materials, anything that you can think of, you can amend in here. Once you're happy with your amendments, you're going to go next. I do want to show you just one more thing, because oftentimes people do like to amend the search charge. And the way to amend the search charge is, so we're done with this, so we can just close that out. And you can see in here that you're seeing mixed rates. So that means that our information has been saved. To amend the search chargeback, you would click on the search activity class, and then under types of charges, you're going to go access charge. And then in here, you're going to select Lexis. And let's say I want the dollar amount and I want my search to be at $12, for example. And now I can click next. Now, I do want to, before getting into this assign template filters, I do want to give a little clarification, a little heads up about setting up your pricing models, because pricing models are very important and it will impact what you can and cannot amend in this fixed rate allocation. Any value within a pricing model that has a $0 charge would not be able to be amended. So, for example, if your organization has the doc access model, that means that you would not be able to amend any search charge. So that search charge will remain 0 no matter what you put in. You may put $1 or $10 or $100. It will always be charged back at $0. Similarly, if you have the search model, any primary law access will not be able to be, you would not be able to customize it to more than $0. So rather, it will remain 0. The reason for this is that LexisNexis Account Insights is a shared platform, and it's not just used in Canada, but it's used in countries like the United States. And the United States, and specifically the American Bar Association, has rules around what can and cannot be charged back to clients based on what we as a service are identifying as chargebackable. So if we're saying that this is not chargebackable, then it cannot be more than 0. So that's the logic behind implementing this pricing rule. So when you are considering customized pricing, make sure that you also consider the type of model that you are subscribed to. Okay. Going back to our process, this assign template filters allows you to exclude any of the items from this custom pricing. Right now, I'm happy with everything, so I'll just go next. And then now preview and save. I'm happy with this, and I'll just go save. Now, the way that you would apply this fixed rate allocation is by going to the Create Report tab, and then under this cost recovery option, when you click on the dropdown, you're not going to select the default allocation, but rather you're going to select the fixed rate allocation. And now in here, you can select the type of method that you want. So this is our LNAI demo pricing, and I can click the selection there. I can choose my report, and now I can run my search. And when I get my custom pricing, I can see that, for example, for CA cases, you can see that they're now being charged back at $5 as opposed to the original 10. So that amended price is going to be displayed in this contract net amount column. It used to be in Power Invoice that you would have a separate column to the very far right-hand side, and it would be called the custom contract net or custom contract gross amount. Excuse me. We have amended that so that we keep things as simple as possible, and now this price is being displayed in the contract net amount. All right. So that is for creating these customized pricing. The one last thing that I wanted to show you is how to customize your subscription pricing. Now, this is a feature that is new to LexisNexis account insights. And what this allows you to do is to customize the pricing for all of the products that you subscribe to with LexisNexis Canada. Let me show you how that works. So if I click on my Internet Explorer to go to Account Insights, I can go to Custom Allocation, and I can click on the Create Custom Allocation template. Now, because I have a demo account in here, I'm just going to click on View Template in here to show you the one that has already been created. So we're going to go enter the name. So we've named it Test Custom. You can, again, don't forget to go Shared Editable in here. And in here, you can now amend the pricing. So I'm going to just uncheck these, and I'll say, well, I subscribe to, let's say, Practical Guidance and Lexis Advanced Quick Law. I can now say, well, for Practical Guidance, let's say I want the subscription amount to be valued at $200 and this one to be valued at $2,000. Now, again, because this is a demo account, you likely will not see the infinity percentage of your allocation. You will likely see something else, but you can play with this and you can customize this kind of an allocation for your total value of your monthly subscriptions. The reason why this number is important is because it allows you to have full control of your cost recovery values, and it allows you to recover the full amount of the subscriptions that you have with LexisNexis Canada. And bear in mind, these ones will, this is what was known in Power Invoice as the prorated amount, right? So if I select 2,200 or however many, that means that at the end of the month, the sum total of all of the activities within the contract net amount column is going to be at $2,200, and it will consistently be at $2,200 at the end of the month. Now, within this custom allocation template, you can also filter out any of the categories that you don't want. I'm going to leave all of this as it is. Now, again, because this is a demo account, I'm not able to save this. I can just click on close profile, but if you're doing this on your firm's account, you will be able to see the save button here and just click on save to save this profile. Let me show you just where you can access this template. So again, create report, and then from the cost recovery option, we're going to select custom allocation, and in here, we're going to now select test custom. Now, I also said at the very beginning that if you go to default allocation and then distribute used by gross amount, you also see this item in here, the monthly subscription cost, that allows you to assign this recovery amount for your products. Granted, this one doesn't have as much of a ability for you to customize things, but like if I put in here 2,000 or 2,200, now this will be my recovery amount. The only difference is I would need to enter this every single time manually, whereas for custom allocation, I've already entered all of my values and I just need to select my template. That is it as far as the most important features are concerned. Like I said, really, LexisNexis Account Insights does have a modern look and feel to it. It is in sync with some of the tools that, or visually, it's in sync with some of the tools that are already in use, like LexisNexis Account Center, for example. And the ability for you to run these reports, create an alert, to customize your reports, to customize pricing, both for the individual usage items as well as for the entire subscription, it's fairly easy to do and intuitive as well. Now, after watching this video, if you do require some additional resources, I do want to let you know that we will have a web page on our documentation and training resources website. I will post a link to this page in the description of the video so that you have access to it. And we're presently working on creating LexisNexis Account Insights widget in here. Additionally, if you are looking for additional training on this, you can write to us at training@lexisnexis.ca, and we will be more than happy to assist you. And then finally, if you have an assigned product adoption and learning consultant or a PAL or a trainer, all of those things are synonymous, please feel free to reach out to them and they'll be more than happy to set up a session with you or answer any of the questions that you might have. If you don't know who your PAL is, please reach out to someone within your organization. Oftentimes that is either the librarian or the office manager, and ask them to connect you with our product adoption and learning consultant. You can also reach out to your account manager, and then the account manager can put you in touch with our trainer. So I want to thank you for your time. I hope that you found this video to be helpful. I hope that this tool will make your life easier and your reporting much more efficient for your organization. Thank you very much for your time and have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care.